Good Friday morning. It is a feel-good summer Friday, despite the Mets trying to ruin it for us. They will not. Yes, we're frustrated. Yes, we're annoyed, but we're not surprised that they got swept by the Braves because that's exactly what we were saying this time yesterday, that we thought that they were going to lose this game, but not because of horrendous pitching by Justin Verlander and even worse pitching by the bullpen. I thought that Spencer Strider was going to be good. I thought Pete Alonso wasn't going to play. Obviously, he did not. I thought it'd be a low-scoring game and the Mets offense would get shut down. No. They score 10 runs, have a 3-run lead, a 4-run lead, another 3-run lead, and blow the game 13-10. This season is unfolding as one of those seasons that makes you look back to the moment that you became a fan of this team and wondered why you didn't go in a different direction. Why? And they are authoring one of these seasons that will be a reference point in Mets history that is one of the terrible ones. One of the worst teams that money can buy, the Bobby Bonilla, Jeff Torborg team. This team is right on that path as we sit here right now. And you can't tell me otherwise. Justin Verlander, another $40 million pitcher, goes out there, can't get anybody out. Starling Marte's letting balls roll right by him in the first inning like he doesn't even care. This team is bad, really bad. And you can't convince me that they're going to work their way out of this and win a championship, which is exactly what Steve Cohen's paying for. Feel Good Friday, Boomer. Good morning. How are you?
You just I came in here this morning trying to have a feel-good Friday. You just ruined it. And by the way, it's your birthday. Happy birthday.
Tomorrow, yes.
But we're celebrating your birthday today.
Well, yes, thank you. Yes, I appreciate it. Thank you, Boomer.
Easy with that.
Yep.
All right.
Thanks, Jerry. Yep, thank you. Yeah, 41 years old. How about that?
Wow.
Tremendous, yes.
Yes.
Old man.
And here we are, and you're just, I know the Braves scored 26 runs in 3 games, man. Home run in the 8th. Home run in the 9th, home run in the 10th. Bang, 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 done. Good night. The party's over. I had to come in because, I'm listening to our guys, but I had to come in this morning and do what you did. I don't know why I did this, but I had to do it. I had to listen to the Braves highlights.
Oh, and
oh my God.
And you know who was calling the games, right? So they got rid of the play-by-play guy last night and put all former Braves in the TV booth. So it was Tom Glavine, John Smoltz, Jeff Francoeur, and Chipper Jones were all in there.
Great.
I mean, this was like the recipe to make a Met fan sick to their stomach and want to puke their brains out. And then SNY kept showing them, too, throughout the game. Like, oh, look at that. What's Frenchie doing in there? Yada, yada, yada. I mean, it was just like, a celebration for Braves fans and the organization. Just stomp on the Mets and squish them like a bug and then go and laugh.
I know, and it was... It was really disheartening, to say the least, watching this thing unfold, because there is a silver lining. I think we do have a DH. That's a silver lining. Sure. Alvarez hits 2 home runs, and I mean, he's found his groove, man. He's
going silver lining today.
I'm going silver lining, but of course, Vogelback's not in the lineup, thankfully, but Vientos is, and Vientos goes 0 for 5. I got to sit here and I got to say, I said yesterday, play the guy. If he goes 0 for 4, 0 for 5. At least I know he's a rookie, and I know that he's trying to find his way. I can't watch Vogelback anymore. But the bigger problem is that you have $86 million tied up in 2 pitchers who basically went out there against your number 1 rival, the most important series of the season, and got lit up. Now, Scherzer was a little bit better than Verlander, but they both got lit up. I mean, it was 4th of July for both of them. And yesterday, Verlander in the first inning was just horrendous. I mean, balls up right around the waist, and I mean right over the middle of the plate. No movement, no nothing. And I don't know what we're going to hear about. He has some shoulder soreness, or he's got some elbow tightness or something. I'm just waiting for that next.
Yeah, and this is why you bring a guy like this in at a point in this season, and obviously Scherzer too, but you've lost 5 in a row going into the game. You don't want to be swept by the team that is first in the division. You absolutely need a win just to feel better about everything. And then what happens in that first inning? Horrible. And then it gets worse from there. I mean, this is what is just so alarming about all of this, is they had 3-run lead or more in each of these games. Their offense hasn't looked that good, and Pete Alonso wasn't even in the lineup. The offense hasn't looked that good all year.
All three starters basically fizzled. I mean, Carrasco started, looked good, fizzled. Scherzer looked awesome in 4 innings, fizzled. Verlander never, ever found his footing yesterday and fizzled. As far as Verlander is concerned, 3 out of the last 5 starts, at least 4 earned runs. And in 2 of those starts, 6 earned runs. I mean, that is just brutal.
Yeah, I mean, this is a man who won a Cy Young last year in the American League, and he has come here, had an armpit injury that ended up him on the IL, and has basically been as good as Tyler McGill in the starts that he's made. It's pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. And you want to talk about the highest payroll in baseball, it's because of these guys. That's what it's because of. I mean, yeah, you gave McNeil money. Yeah, you gave Brandon Nimmo money. Obviously, Francisco Lindor got his money a couple of years ago. But the reason why everybody points to the Mets and their luxury tax and the number 1 team in baseball when it comes to spending is because they have $80 million wrapped up in 2 guys who right now are giving you nothing. I mean, and think about it.
$86 million.
$86 million.
Yes.
And Scherzer, the best I've seen him, maybe as a Met in this series, he ends up blowing up at the end of that start, and the Mets lose the game. The Mets offense looking as good as they have the entire year last night, they end up losing the game 13-10. And I will say with David Robertson, I thought he had Arcia struck out twice. Because if you look at the breaking pitch prior to the check swing on the box on SNY,
it's in the box.
It's in the box. So that should have been strike 3.
And when it's in the box...
Yes.
It's a strike.
It's a strike when it's in the box. And then on the next 1-2 pitch that you have in CBS Sports Network showing it now, the home run. And then the next 1-2 pitch, you had him based with the check swing. And even the Braves announcers going back this morning, they said that Arcia got a break there. The Braves got lucky and they dodged a bullet with the check swing. He should have been struck out twice. And then obviously the count goes to 3-2 after that, and he ends up hitting the tying home run, which then leads to the 3-run win in the 10th. It just really, really pathetic.
The Marte error in the beginning, the home run out of the gate. I mean, just so many things that you can point to in this game. The offense is great. That's fine. Home runs. The Braves hit 5 home runs in this game. It was great to see Alvarez do what he did. When you score 10 runs, you got to win. But my whole bugaboo this whole year has been the bullpen, and I know
they've actually been good until. I mean, they have been. I mean, if you look at the numbers,
gave up a home run. Robertson gave up. A home run.
Last night was terrible.
Gave up a home run.
No, but I know last night was terrible. But I'm saying for the majority of the year, the reason that they haven't been they have not been losing because of the bullpen. They don't even have leads going into the 9th inning most of the time. They had one last night. But if you look at the comparison of them losing games and how they've lost games, the bullpen hasn't blown it all that much. They're terrible everywhere else. And now, last night was one of these horrendous bullpen games. And it was also a horrendous starting pitching game, too. And the bullpen could get worse, but they actually were holding it together. They're outscored something like 40-something to 13 in the first inning, the Mets. They never have leads. They don't even have leads for the bullpen to blow.
Well, the bullpen has had its moments. Ottavino's had his moments, and I said this yesterday to you. I said, what's going to end up happening in this game? They're going to have the lead in the 9th, and Robert, you can go back and find it on tape, and I know Robinson's going to blow it.
Yeah, because he's been too good.
He's been too good, and it's going to be his turn. And after all the crap that went on leading up to that 9th inning, the reason why the closer is so important is just to get 3 outs. And I agree with you. Albie should have been struck out. He should have been struck out.
Arcia in the Arcia in the 9th inning. Yeah. Twice he should have been struck out. But of course, that's the way that it's going to go. So
did you see how fast the ball got out when Albie's hit it?
Oh yeah. I mean then the face that he made was just, and then the bat flip. The Braves. You could put it on. Frank Core's trying to do the imitation of the Braves play-by-play guy. You could put it on the ball. It's like, oh God. I mean, it never ends.
I mean, fireworks, the whole thing.
I mean, you just go down there and you get filleted. That's what happens with the Mets. And you were winning each one of these games and in command of each one of these games, and you blew every single one of them. And I just don't.
Now, how much do you put on the first 2 games on Buck Showalter and leaving pitchers in games.
I'm not going to get on him for leaving Max Scherzer in there too long because he's supposed to pitch into the 6th freaking inning. I mean, that I would do the same thing. Go out there and get the outs, especially when you're talking about a bullpen and guys in there that you don't love. Who actually are you going to in those spots? Steven Nagosic, Drew Smith, Tommy Hunter. It's pathetic. I mean, you don't even feel, Brooks Raley, David Robertson, maybe you feel okay about. But, it's just enough of these guys. Tommy Hunter going out there, he's just that guy that he personifies the Mets right now. He's just a big, plodding dude who's got no shot. You think he was getting out of that inning?
No.
There's no way.
No.
It was just a matter of time. They should just put on the back of his jersey, take off Hunter, and just be like, matter of time before I blow this. 00.
It's unbelievable, man.
It's just...
So now they go to Pittsburgh for 3, and then they come home, and they got 2 against the Yankees and 3 against the Cardinals.
Yeah.
So there's your next 8 games.
Yeah, and at this point, it doesn't even matter who they're playing. It's not. I'm done looking at the schedule and going, oh, well, they have a shot here or a shot there, or this will be tough, or this won't be tough. And the Pirates have been better than the Mets this year. They've been a better baseball team than the Mets. They're 3 games over 500. They're a game out of first place in the Central. And so it's not like they're going to Pittsburgh to beat up one of the league's worst teams. They've got a 525 winning percentage of the Mets 476. The Mets 8.5 games out of the division, 3 games out of the wild card, and 3 games under 500.
It's unbelievable. And, Brandon Nimmo hits this grand slam last. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
All right, we got something going here.
Well, especially with... So
and that's on Strider, too, by the way.
Of course. And the thought process going in was, all right, no Alonso, Strider on the mound, and now we're going to be in a situation where they're going to get completely shut down. Then you're down 3-0 in the first inning. I'm thinking the game is going to end 3-0, 5-0. And they didn't. And they fought back. And Buck said in the post game, "Oh, I'm happy that they fought back. I'm proud of them that they fought back." And it's sort of pathetic to hear that because you ended up blowing the game. But yeah, that you felt good about that. But at no point, even at 10-6, was I comfortable with what I saw the last 2 nights.
Actually the last 3 nights, because I have to say that I balls were getting tattooed for 3 straight games.
Yeah.
For the first couple innings, for Carrasco and for Scherzer, okay, fine. But, man, when they fell apart, balls were getting ripped. Mm-hmm. And I know that, Scherzer had that stupid inning with all those infield hits and frustrating, gave up a run. What are you going to do about that? He was pitching well. But then all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose. And, it's like the 3rd time through the lineup, and the Braves are, just teeing off. They were teeing off. If Travis d'Arnaud hits another home run against the Mets,
I know.
I'm going to have an aneurysm.
No, listen, I know. And that's just more salt on the wound.
Holy crap.
But if this continues this way, and I know that people will call up and you got so many games left and all these things that we hear, and yeah, they've got a ton of games left. But, I've seen enough to form an opinion on who these guys are and who they can be as well. It's not just what they are now. It's what they're going to be and what they can be, and it's bleak. But this will be one of those seasons that we will be talking about for the rest of our lives if they end up not making the playoffs. It'll be like the 2007 season collapse after going to Game 7 in the NLCS the year before. It'll be the 2008 collapse closing Shea Stadium. Those are going to be some of the reference. It'll be the 1992 Mets, as I mentioned, the worst team money can buy, Torborg, Bobby Bonilla. It's going to be that. It's going to be the 1987 Mets after coming back, winning the World Series, jammed in between 86 and 88 when they went to the NLCS and lost to the Dodgers. This will be that season. It'll be the 2023 Mets that won 101 games a year before, came back with the highest payroll in baseball, and soiled their drawers for an entire season. That's what this is going to be.
You know what? I have to sit here and have to say, most of those years, I just forget them. I don't even think about them. I don't worry about that. I think about the 69 Mets and the Miracle Mets, the amazing Mets.
Well, that's great that you can
I try to remember the good times as opposed to the bad times.
Well,
you got these bad times down to a science.
Well,
it's unbelievable.
That's my history as a Mets fan. It's my history.
I understand that, and I know that I have a few years on you, so I've seen some good times. But I have to tell you, your retention on the sadness and just the ugliness of the Met franchise and how it has taken the life out of you, especially the day before your birthday, is amazing to me.
Well, and even the good times that ended in bad times, like the 2000.
Oh, here we go.
The 2000 season, I had great times, with that. I was at the Benny Agbayani 13th inning home run. I was at the Bobby Jones one hitter against the Giants. And then, of course, I was there to watch the Yankees celebrate on Shea Stadium's field to end that season. So there was that. Oh, the 2006 season. I mean, that was a lot of fun until I was there and then watched the Carlos Beltran. Yeah. So that was great. 2015, awesome run. I was actually, I just moved back from Pittsburgh to here. It was awesome that the Mets were having that season, and there I was, watching the Matt Harvey game, and everybody screaming for him to come out. So I mean, even when they have great seasons,
stay in.
Screaming for him to stay in,
right?
When he should have come
See,
out.
I remember that.
Yeah, there you go. So
at least that was a World Series game.
Yeah, no, I know, but then I'm just even.
But you were there. Maybe
these
you're
great
the mush.
seasons. Then I'm just there to watch it all.
Maybe you're a mush.
Probably that's the way it feels.
Can we do an exorcism with you?
No, it's not going to happen.
Can we get you to start rooting for another team?
No,
because
then
the Mets band. Because I think maybe it is you.
No, it did. No, it did.
I mean, look, the way that this retention of negativity is just over the top.
But that's what I'm telling you. These are my experiences. Like I always say, it's like having a friend that always lets you down, and you have examples that you can just pull from your memory and go, remember that time they didn't show up to this? Remember that time he was late to that? Remember the time, but then usually what you do with those relationships is you end them because you can't count on them and you can't trust them. But for whatever reason in sports, we stick with these idiots.
Right.
And that's the difference.
Well, it's the idiots. It's really the uniform and the organization you're rooting for. It's just a different set of guys. And did what's his name last night? I'm just wondering, did Strider have like a big zit on his neck last night?
I saw that, yeah.
Did you see that thing on his neck?
Yeah,
I don't know if I couldn't tell whether or not maybe that was a mole.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what it is. It's some sort of blemish on his neck, yes.
I wanted to pop the thing.
Ugh. You ever watch that Dr. Pimple Popper show?
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
I can't watch that. I can't watch.
She's amazing, actually.
No, she's great. It's what she does. I mean, the fact that she got a TV show out of popping pimples, you have to be pretty good at it.
I mean, but you got to be. I mean, some people have some of the wackiest things
I know.
ever.
Yeah, they come in, they've got just growth on their head, and she's lancing it open, and it's like, Boston cream coming out of it.
Yeah,
it's like, what the hell?
I mean, thankfully, I've never had anything like that. Don't ever want anything like that, and I feel bad for people But I mean, they have a lot of weird stuff on this show.
And they're some of them wait years and years and years to do something about it. It's like if you got this.
Well, they may not have money or access. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I mean, everybody's situation's different, but
yeah.
I mean, to me, if I've got this volcano brewing on the side of my head, I'm going to do something about it. At least try to do it myself. Warm up a butter knife or something and jam it in there. Can't be walking around with some growth on your head for that long. For years.
I know. It's just
how do you get a
on
job?
Your back. You walk around, you got this big, knot on your back.
Yeah,
you got to do something about it. You got to lance that some bitch.
Yes, you do.
And just ooze it out, and push it out.
That's sort of what the Mets need to do with their season
or something. They got to have some sort. They have that some sort of exorcism.
Some bitch. Yeah. All right. It is Boomer and Gio on the Fan and CBS Sports Network. Just getting started on this feel good summer Friday. Jerry Recco joins us in a couple of minutes.